Hello, StarCraft fans! This is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another edition of Into the Void! Today we have a game between Eurotrash and Korpenskog on Mech Depot, the latter edition. In the bottom left-hand corner of the map, it is the red Terran player, it is Eurotrash. And in the top right-hand corner of the map, it is the blue Zerg player, Korpenskog. That's a fun one. That probably means something in like Danish? Feels like a Danish language word. Korpenskog. I don't know why I went with that, but I guess German's another possibility there. Anyway, it is a TVZ edition of Into the Void, which is my weekly examination of Bronze and Silver League level gameplays sent to me at falconpaladin@gmail.com with the subject of Into the Void. You must be a Bronze or a Silver League level player to submit to this feature, which actually I don't get that many submissions for this, which is why we see certain names over and over again. But that's just because these are the ones who send them in, and that's the way it is. So if you're a Bronze or a Silver League player and you want to see your game cast on a really awesome YouTube channel that I happen to know about, send it over, falconpaladin@gmail.com with the subject of Into the Void. And chances of getting cast, honestly, are way higher than with Mid-Rank Madness. Let's just say that. So, Korpenskog. Looks like he went for a hatch first, into an extractor, into a pool, which has been a safe build against Terrans since the all times. So you go for 17 supply up here. When it says 17, get a hatch for 300 minerals. When it says 17 again, because you're still making drones, get an extractor. When it says 17 again, get a spawning pool. Get an overlord in there too, probably about, I don't know, somewhere supply, so you don't get supply blocks, but just keep that in mind. Anyway, Eurotrash is going 1 racks expand. We're going to get a barracks after supply depot, then go for an expansion of yourself on this low ground with a refinery mixed in there somewhere, and actually not getting a Reaper, instead going for a barracks with a reactor and walling off his front. Now, I believe this is what, I did this once a long time ago, but this is what the Terran tutorial from the StarCraft 2 client tells you, right? If you play the practice stuff and like the Learn StarCraft 2 strategies where they give you timings and tell you where to build things, this is pretty much it. This is what it teaches you to do. Wall off your front, get an expansion. If your expansion gets attacked, you still have your wall you can fall back to, right? Makes perfect sense. Which, as this SCV scouts and the links pick it off. Good scout, though. Didn't see second gas, didn't see a third hatch, didn't see anything crazy from Korpenskog. Nothing to worry about here. But I really wonder, because I don't think they had those when they first introduced StarCraft, right? They didn't have, come learn how to play StarCraft in an automated and not scary situation. And so people just kind of did whatever they thought they should do, and it was actually pretty sad and often hilarious to watch, which is why Bronze League heroes from Husky StarCraft, may he rest in peace, had a lot lower level play in his Bronze and Silver League games compared to these ones that we're getting today. Just because, again, I don't think the Bronzies today are nearly as bad as the Bronzies were back in 2010. Just the nature of the beast. Anyway, Eurotrash is going to throw up a supply depot at the front, possibly going to wall off. That's something you'll see a lot of the pro players do, is wall off expansions with supply depots, right? That at least makes Ling run-bys really hard. Zerglings have a hard time taking down buildings, especially if they can't surround them, and if it's a full wall of supply depots, then consider that surrounded, right? Yeah, that's what I like to say about it. Anyway, so do that. Got a lot of Zerglings as Korpenskog. Now, pro tip from Falcon Paladin, as a Zerg player, if you're going to do this, you better do some damage. Because every 2 of these Lings could be a drone, and you need to be droning super hard as Zerg to keep up with the Terran and their mules. So you better come in here. You better at least force a liftoff on this natural base, or else I don't like this at all. There is a Baneling nest and an evolution chamber follow-up here too. So could it be a Baneling bust? Maybe some upgrades later on. I mean, it's not an all-in because you're not getting an evolution chamber and going for an all-in. Doesn't make any sense. Also, no third base. I mean, this is 2 base in it. As the Terran player, if you could keep scouting and see there's no third from the Zerg player, there's a good chance there's going to be an attack coming very soon, and it's going to be scary. More Lings going out to the front here. Both players spending their money pretty well. 31 to 30 harvesters, too. Keeping up on that one. Here come your Lings. Trying to get a surround on this tank. The Banelings on the Marines! Oh, big time hits, but enough Marines survived that they could take down the Lings. Oh, and the tank lives too. Oh, these Lings were like 4 seconds too late, taking tank fire directly to the face, trying to finish off the... Oh, they get the tank, though. And they get the Marine. Whoa! There were enough Lings here to do that while taking tank fire? Okay. Alrighty, then. This is where you could pull SCVs to attack Eurotrash. You can get up here and attack these Lings. There are several of them, but you... Okay, this is not good at all. There needs to be a response of some kind. Now they're attacking, which is good. The Lings, there aren't quite enough of them to win this battle. And you're going to lose a couple SCVs, but it's better than losing all of your stuff. Oh, tank needs to attack these Baneling eggs. Oh, that was close. One of those Banelings almost popped on your stuff, Eurotrash. Good hold. Good hold, and more Lings coming out. Okay, the Zerg player is falling into this trap. Falling into the trap. Just throwing bad Lings after bad. Sends a Liberator over to Eurotrash to the natural base of Korpenskog. Look at this reaction time. Korpenskog, what? Gets the Queen in a wonderful position in which to chase away this Liberator. Gets a Spore Crawler up here too. Makes the workers come to work. As soon as the Liberator's gone, this Queen reacts wonderfully too. The reaction times from Korpenskog are ridiculous. That was just stupidly good. One drone got killed on that Liberator attack. One. Have we ever seen a Liberator attack that got one kill and into the void? That might be a record low for that Liberator pilot. And it's not even her fault. It's not even really Eurotrash's fault there. Korpenskog just pulling drones like a pro, tossing down Spore Crawlers, using Queens in wonderful positions to make sure the Liberator didn't get anything done. That was fantastic. Is that a drop? That was a drop lord from Korpenskog too. Korpenskog! I don't know if he's smurfing, man, but I don't think he belongs in silver. Maybe he's about to be promoted. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe he did his practice matches, his placement matches for the season, and they were like, you're silver. And he's like, what? I was diamond last season. All right, fine. I guess I'll go through. And he plays a couple games in silver and gets promoted. But I don't know. I mean, he's not silver. He'd have a third base by now if he was diamond, though. Maybe he's really like a gold player. Seems possible. There's your third hatch. Okay. Maybe he heard me. Says Falcon. Fine, I'll get a third base only because you told me to. Slow drop action here from Korpenskog. He's got 2 Banelings and 4 Lings inside. I think he's going to try to force everybody's attention to the main base while attacking with these Lings at the front door of the natural. These tanks are problematic, though, for anything that tries to get inside. All right, Banelings, go after them Lings in this mineral line. And the reaction time from Eurotrash, a little, okay, not as good, but still pretty good. SCVs! Oof. A lot of SCVs died there, mostly because the Marines killed the Banelings, but that was 9 SCVs killed, 38 to 38 Harvesters, though. See what I mean? All these could be workers, and they're not doing anything. Nothing at all. Have you been working on upgrades for... Yeah, +1 attack for these Lings, which is good, but +1 armor lets them survive a tank hit. Is what it does. 40 damage, 35, and... Yeah, I believe they can survive 1 tank hit with +1 armor, assuming the tank doesn't have any attack upgrades, which usually is not the case from Terrans, unless they're meching. And there's a lot of tanks here, but also it's mostly barracks from Eurotrash. That's how you can tell he's going for the bios. Right. Mutalisks on the way from Korpenskog. Someone's going to tell me this is incredibly, like, profane or insulting in some other language, and I'm just pronouncing it like an ignorant American that I am. But hey, ignorance is innocence. Is that true? That's not true. I believe the saying in America goes, ignorance is no excuse for breaking the law. Yeah, again, I don't know how this works in other countries, but if you break a law ignorantly, like you don't know it's a law, you can get convicted and sentenced and everything in entire ignorance that you ever did anything wrong or didn't know about it when you did it. So, pay attention to the laws, I believe, is how this goes. All right, Mutiling Bang from Eurotrash, or from Korpenskog rather, which actually scares me a little bit. Just because very fragile, very strong composition from Zerg. We see players like Scarlet use it all the time to great effect because you don't run your Lings into the meat grinder, you use your Banelings to hit on the Marines, you use your Mutalisks for very targeted sniping. But in the hands of an Into the Void player, usually this is an A move, and usually there are enough tanks and Marines and missile turrets that it just goes extremely poorly for the Zerg. So, Korpenskog, this is your great test. Will you A move into this? Which I think you might just straight up die. This is a lot of tanks. This is 4 tanks. This is almost a full page of Marines. Do they have combat shield? Almost. They almost have combat shield. They almost have stim. They've got medevac support. And missile turrets are coming up here too. So more Mutalisks joining the party though. Is this enough mutas? Again, if the Banelings can connect on these Marines, yes. But the Banelings have to get through 4 tanks, a supply depot wall, which admittedly is down right now. There's a supply depot in the middle that is down. And the mutas are going, oh, this is it. This is it, ladies and gentlemen. The Mutalisks getting rid of 2 of the tanks. Good play. Actually, oh, missile turret, trying to get it down. Nah, can't do it. Can't quite do it. The Marines chase them away. And now the Lings and Banelings come in, but it's just, oh, gets a couple good hits anyway, though. But like I said, this Mutaflock is actually a little bit terrifying. There are 8 of them, which is more than you usually see at this stage of the game. But don't attack Marines. Pro tip from Falcon Paladin. If you're a Terran player dealing with Mutalisks, hope they fly into you. Fly into your Marines willy-nilly without any regard for their own lives, because they will die. And if you're a Zerg player, don't do that. Man, how many times have we seen flocks of mutas fly into Marine balls like this and just get immediately melted? I mean, Marine DPS is great against most things. We've seen them be incredible against carriers, specifically fairly recently on the channel. So if they're good against carriers, which have way, way, way bigger health pools than Mutalisks, you can figure it out. 4th base on the way from Korpenskog. Resources lost. About 4,000 for Eurotrash compared to about 4,800 for Korpenskog. Changeling, gonna join the army of Eurotrash. Ooh, actually, is this gonna work? This is gonna work. Yay! See, you put your Changeling on follow and just tell it to follow another unit, and it will hang out and spy on everybody else. I mean, in pro levels, again, in pro games, this little guy right here is obviously a Changeling and gets murdered in about half a second. But then Into the Void, the lifespan is a little bit longer. See, check it out. Good spy. Sees exactly where this army is. Sees the composition of the army. Sees there's a base that's landed here, too. This is information that Korpenskog wants to know. And he's got it. Creep spread looking okay for Korpenskog. He's connected all of his bases, hasn't he? He has. Good Korpenskog. Is he pushing out towards his 4th? He is pushing out towards his 4th base. Yeah, APM is about 60 on average for Eurotrash compared to 156 for Korpenskog. He has a lot of APM. I am curious about Eurotrash. Why he's playing against someone who is possibly significantly better than he is. But we'll see. We will see. It's more Lings, more Banelings. Corruptors here, which I love. I love Corruptors against Terran. Super great against these Medivacs especially. But here we go. Marines, tanks, waltzing their way up to this 3rd base. There's really nothing here but a Spine Crawler and a Queen, both of which are dead. Lings rolling in. No Lings. Banelings trying to get a big-time hits. Not bad, actually. Lings getting in here, but just getting evaporated. Corruptors trying to get rid of the Medivacs. But without anything to distract the Marine fire, the Corruptors need to get out of there, and the 3rd base is gone. What a strong push here from Eurotrash. Not handled well at all by Korpenskog. First of all, don't come up this ramp. Second of all, try to attack more smartly. Maybe go for a surround if you can. The whole point about Ling Blang Muta is that they're all very fast, especially on creep. So if you can reposition yourself in more of a surround than a head-on attack type situation, you're going to be in a better spot. That's a 13-minute Greater Spire from Korpenskog. I am dumbfounded. 5 Broodlords on the way. I don't think Eurotrash has the means to deal with that. He's got 45 Marines, but no Vikings. If the Marines are directly under the Broodlords, they're okay. But the problem is the Broodlord outranges them by about 10. And that's not something you often see. Some Hydras trying to join the party, just getting absolutely massacred. Banelings coming into existence at the top of this ramp. The Broodlords are out for Korpenskog. Explosions, fireworks again. Just drones trying to transfer to this 4th base. It's not a good place to go, you guys. The State Department has issued a travel alert to that 4th base. But here we go. Broodlords trying to get some shots off again. Good pullback. So the Marines can't attack you directly. I like that very much. But maybe not all the way. Maybe stay here and keep attacking because your 4th base is, well, the 4th base is probably dead anyway right now. Yep, 4th base is toast. Excellent job. 3rd base and 4th base killed by Eurotrash so far. But he left his tanks behind, and the Zerglings are going to kill him. Sorry there, siege tanks, which makes this attack a little bit easier for the Korpenskog. Corruptors in here trying to get rid of those Medivacs. There are some fungal growths being tossed down. Wow, and actually Broodling Strike's doing a lot of work here. No, but the Broodlord, like I said, if they're in range of these Marines, they're gonna die. One gets killed. The Broodling Strike doing an amazing job. Just the general bam bam. These guys are so low on HP. Oh, this Lurker though. Oh, this Lurker. He's got 23 kills. Ah, Lurker. Eurotrash does not know about that Lurker. Oh my goodness gracious. 29 kills on this Metamorph Lurker. And these Medivacs are left behind. Are there any Corruptors to get rid of them? Nope. There's 3 Queens. Maybe try to shoot them down. Eurotrash, get those out of there. Get those Medivacs out. You need them for later. He's got a 4th base up. It is placed extremely poorly. I guess he put a missile turret in the wrong place. That hurts. I mean, correct placement of your buildings, especially command centers, is super duper ridiculously important in these games. Alright, so Korpenskog replacing his 3rd base now. Replacing his 4th base now. He is under 1,000 resources on both categories. Eurotrash is sitting at about 1,200, 1,500. So spend that money, y'all. I know it's hard. Hard for Terran. Oh, the Medivac sat there long enough for these Hydras to come out and pick them out of the sky. Ouch. And then change themselves into Lurkers. Who needs to be able to shoot up? Honestly, there's nothing really to shoot up for here. Eurotrash +1/+1, working on +2/+2 here at about 16 minutes, which is good for him. Resources lost, 10,000 for Eurotrash compared to a full 14,000 for Korpenskog. So Eurotrash lost all of his army, but Korpenskog lost all his army once, and 2 bases, and a lot of drones. 27 drones have been killed to 11 SCVs thus far. Eurotrash going to attack up here with Marines at this new 4th base, and I don't think there's any saving it, is the problem. Ling's Lurkers burrowing in a little bit too far away to really engage. Bainling, yeah, that 4th base dies without getting canceled. Oh, it's bait. Oh no, it's bait. Don't go in there. Don't go in. Oh my goodness, that was a great play by Korpenskog. Actually, it was. I'm not kidding. Baiting. Oh, okay, but scanning now. Eurotrash using his scan liberally. Taking the Lurkers out. Taking the Broodlords out, too. Excellent job. Okay, learn from his mistakes. Going to scan. Going. I was going to say going for it, but no! Wow! Korpenskog decides it's time to get out of there. And he leaves the game. What is happening? He's out. Eurotrash is your winner. I am surprised by this outcome, actually. So let's see what he has left. I guess he had exactly 23 drones, and that was it. Korpenskog had some Hydralisks pop, but it was maybe 6 Hydras against what did Eurotrash have here? 2 tanks and a Marine. I think he could have held. Seems a little premature. Also, he's finishing up his +3 melee attack, which is great. He's got 23 drones is bad. He's not got any income. He has no money to make anything, which is the bigger problem. Losing your expansions is death in StarCraft 2, as it turns out. So, wow. All right. So that's going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another edition of Into the Void. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, and a Patreon, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.
Broken and ashamed by what you have done. There is no redemption, and so you must run. And it's taken your heart and broken your soul. You cannot go back until you're made whole. And you're running into the void. You go searching into the void. void to find a place you can live, a place you can love. Is it just an illusion? When push comes to shove, there's a light upon you, and you follow it on, looking for a reason and a way to atone. All around you, the planets and stars, you're lost in a maelstrom of a great new unknown. And you're running into the void. You go searching into the void to find a place you can live, a place you can love. Is it just an illusion? When push comes to shove, and you're running into the void. You go searching into the void. And you're running into the void.